Local breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6 in high definition.
Tomorrow, voters head to the polls. We'll preview the race to watch and remind you of what you need to have before going to the polls.
Families relocated because of chemicals in the air, the ground, and the water where they live. And today, the neighbors confronted some government officials. And
overcrowding is becoming a dangerous problem in the Pickens County Jail. We hear from the sheriff tonight. But first, a look at weather.
There is some stormy weather out there. Meteorologist Pamela Wright is right here for John Cessers. Pam, what's going on?
Well, the storms are popping up. They're strong, and then they are racing off to the east. So at least that is a good part of the story. But around 3 o'clock, they started to develop, and some have stayed strong as they continue to move off to the east. This just tracking along 85 over Gaffney will continue to move in that direction. We are seeing some of these weaken now. Still some lightning out there, but no severe storms at this time. But isolated strong storms remain a possibility for tonight for many areas. Abbeville, Laurens, Newberry, on up into Cherokee, Union counties as well, and into McDowell and Caldwell counties in western North Carolina. You can see the energy a little bit greater, storm potential a little bit greater off to our east mostly. So we'll keep an eye on that as the evening progresses. But as we look into downtown Greenville right now, hot and steamy instead of stormy. We'll see what's up for the rest of the week coming up.
Pamela, thanks. We'll see you later on. Commitment 2014 for you tonight. It's almost here. In less than 24 hours, the voters do go to the polls for the primary in South Carolina. And WYFF News 4's Angela Rodriguez is live and local in our digital studio tonight. Angela, there's one race in particular getting a lot of attention, right?
Michael, we're told Senator Lindsey Graham is the man to beat. He's facing 6 challengers, and analysts say it all comes down to voter turnout.
Candidates are pulling out all of the stops on the eve of the primary election.
It's the race.
There's a Senate seat up for grabs, and to keep it, Lindsey Graham is logging a lot of miles in 2 days, touring the state, trying to drum up support because voter turnout is key.
If everything holds, we're going to win tomorrow without a runoff, and I think we're going to win decisively.
He's confident, but there are 6 other Republicans fighting for his job. Political analyst Chip Felkel says a low turnout could boost their chances of an upset. The final debate was aired Saturday night on ETV.
If you did not support much of Obama's agenda, we wouldn't be here tonight. We'd much rather be out supporting you, waving signs for you, but you haven't done the job. We're here to tell South Carolina you haven't done the job.
The client is the Constitution of the United States and the state of South Carolina. That's who we represent. And unless we represent them well, we should not be there very long.
Felkel says Graham is widely expected to win the primary, but Det Bowers and Lee Bright are considered his biggest threat. If one of them forces a runoff, things could get ugly.
It will be a war zone here for 2 weeks because every group in the country that doesn't like Graham will rally behind that other candidate.
And there are 2 Democrats also running for Graham's seat. Brad Hutto and Jay Stanford will face off in the Democratic primary. And for a complete list of the candidates in all of the major races, log on to our website, WYFF4.com. I'm Angela Rodriguez, live in our digital studio.
Angela, thank you. A Greenville attorney wanting to challenge Governor Nikki Haley in November says he has enough signatures to enter the race. In fact, Tom Irvin says he's collected more than 20,000 of them. And today he delivered 4 boxes of petitions to the South Carolina Election Commission. The commission must certify first that the signatures are valid.
Here's a reminder of what you'll need before you can cast your ballot. You must have a photo ID, such as a driver's license, a South Carolina DMV ID card, South Carolina voter registration card with a picture, federal military ID, or a U.S. passport. Now, if you forget to bring your ID, you can vote using a provisional ballot. Also, if you need to see the candidates prior to voting, there is a list on WYFF4.com. Look in the On TV section. It's labeled How to Register to Vote. Voting begins on June 10th. The polls are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And remember, WYFF News 4 is your home for all of your Election Day results. We'll have the winners from all the races on primary day tomorrow. Stay with us on air and online at WYFF4.com.
Former South Carolina Speaker of the House Rex Carter died this morning. He was 88 years old, a native of Honeypath. He was also a Greenville attorney, served in the South Carolina General Assembly from Greenville County from 1953 all the way until 1980. Carter's memorial services are being handled tonight by Thomas McAfee Funeral Home.
A teenager fishing and swimming with friends died over the weekend. It happened at Lake Summit near Tuxedo on Friday. Deputies say 18-year-old Joseph Thompson began to struggle in the water. Authorities say he was pulled out of the lake and taken to Pardee Hospital. He died on Saturday.
Jury selection is underway in the beating death of a 20-year-old who was at a birthday party. This happened in Greenville back on April of 2013. DeBron Harrison was helping celebrate a friend's Sweet 16. Police say he tried to break up a fight, and the group turned on him. Investigators say he was chased out of the community center there and across the street to Allen Temple Church. Police say he was beaten and kicked in the face.
WYFF News 4 Investigates is checking out area water parks to figure out what's in the water. The Department of Health and Environmental Control tells us each public swimming pool is inspected at least twice per season, but the actual pool operator is required to test the water much more often. This is Discovery Island in Simpsonville. The manager tested the water for us. Results were good. She says the water is tested before the pool opens in the morning and then typically every 2 hours after that. We are told that if there is a violation or if something isn't right, the pool will typically close until the problem is resolved. DHEC sent us a stack of their pool inspection records from Greenville County Pools. Inspections were last July and August. Out of the records we were given, we only found 3 violations. None had to do with water quality. Inspectors said floats and ladders were in the wrong place.
Look for a major economic announcement in Greenville tomorrow. GE Power and Water in Greenville is set to announce a new facility here on the Greenville campus. Governor Nikki Haley, Senator Tim Scott, Senator Lindsey Graham, and others are going to be there. This will include, we're told, the president and CEO of GE Power and Water, Steve Bowles. Currently, 3,200 people work there on that GE campus. We'll know more about the expansion and new facility again coming up tomorrow.
Turning to sports now, the U.S. Open is in Pinehurst, North Carolina. WYFF News 4's Mark Dofer is there along with another familiar face.
Greer's Bill Haas isn't sure what to expect this week at Pinehurst. There have been moments of brilliance this season, including leading after the first round of the Masters. But for 2 months, Haas has been bothered by a wrist injury, an injury he hopes has healed just enough to get him through this week at Pinehurst #2.
When I'm off, I'm not playing a bunch just to try to get healthy, and last week was no different. Didn't play a bunch, but when I did go play, I felt like I did a lot of good work, and you know, the game changes weekly, so I'm just trying to, go through the motions here the next few days, get a good sense of the golf course, and on Thursday, hopefully all the, all parts of the game are clicking.
Bill Haas will be in one of the groups to watch on Thursday and Friday. He's paired with former U.S. Open champion Jim Furyk and fan favorite Steve Stricker. Reporting from Pinehurst, Mark Dofer, WYFF News 4.